We are down to our top 8 now here for the Intel Extreme Masters Katowice, as we have many a Terran to play. And 2 of those are going to be playing in just a few moments' time, as it will be aLive going up against INnoVation. We've already seen an amazing TvT from INnoVation here, as these guys just across the board have really shone here at the Intel Extreme Masters. I'm joined at the desk by Mr. Pig and Artosis. And overall, what we've seen so far from INnoVation in that TvT has been nothing but brilliance.
Yeah, he is ridiculously strong in it, right? Taking down Ryung 3-0. Like, what? Didn't Ryung just beat, like, Maru and TY or something? Like, I mean...
What's going on?
It's pretty wild how strong he is. But at the same time, I don't want to count out aLive. aLive has recently beaten INnoVation. I believe it was in the IEM League Finals once. Like, he does okay against him in those online cups, and also aLive has been more on fire than everyone else here.
Yes, absolutely.
He killed his group harder than anyone killed any group, and his group was not weak.
And 2 of the people that were in his group were TY and Chachi. So overall, it's not like his TvT is dwindling by any means, Pig.
aLive here, I mean, this is really cool because it is sort of a Cinderella story of this guy. Yes, he's done very well online.
Yeah.
He hasn't done well at LAN for a very long time. He does get in GSL, but he never really goes deep. And I'm kind of thinking, is this going to be that story where it's like, is he going to do it? And then is the machine just going to roll in and ruin his dreams? Because after the 3-0 over Ryung, I can't help but favor INnoVation here, but there is a part of me that really wishes for aLive to show us a very good match and potentially even upset him. If he brings what he did in the group stages, I mean, beating TY, it's no mean feat.
Well, the entire side of this bracket is Terran versus Terran. Thank you very much, gents. It's now time to head over to the stage in just a few moments' time. But this is our first series in the round of 8. 2 of the best Terrans in the world will clash head-to-head.
It is time for our first quarterfinal match where we have 2 Terran champions fighting for their spot inside that Spodek arena. Please welcome on stage, it is INnoVation and aLive!
G'day guys, welcome back. We are in the round of 8 and aLive is collecting nerd skulls. Look at that.
Not just on his pants, even on his t-shirt. I love the consistency. Let's go. This is going to be a really fun TvT series. Our first quarterfinals of the day. And Maynard, I hope for a very close series, man. Like, I was having a lot of expectations going into the round of 12. But those were a couple of pops. There's no other way to put it.
It's been a lot of bumps. Here, Roddy. In the round of 12, there's been 3-0, 3-0.
3-1, 3-0.
3-1, 3-0, yeah. That's right. So it's a pretty quick round of 12. We're already in the round of 8. We're well and truly ahead of schedule. And INnoVation, he's one of the reasons why it's been going so quickly. He completely destroyed Ryung in his series of TvT. So you got to be picking him as the favorite in this one.
Yep. He played against Utermal last night. That was at the end of a very long day, and he was already qualified. So I do... You know, you have to mention those things when you talk about a result like that. But Utermal was able to beat him 2-1. But both games were 3 Rex Reaper. He looked at it and he said, that's not bad. So he decided to do it himself today. And he created a flawless victory on honor grounds. But this man went 5-0 in his group. He went 10-2 in maps. And 10-2 is a little bit of the story of this best of 5. Because in their history, they played 12 times against each other in competitive StarCraft. INnoVation 10 out of those 12 series, so that's also 10-2.
The stats don't lie. In the bottom left here, collecting his nerd skulls, this is aLive. Incredible performance in his group.
Yep, and good news for him, the 2 series that he did manage to win against INnoVation were relatively recent. That was over the last few months, so that's perhaps better than winning 5 of them a couple years ago.
And in the bottom right, this is INnoVation. So yeah, a recent victory for aLive, which is obviously going to make him feel pretty good. That's you know, this is online versus LAN, not a location that aLive is, you know, not unfamiliar with. He's definitely been here. He's been on a big stage before. This is a kind of a different level, though.
Yep, a lot of people obviously look at this and be like, INnoVation is so much more experience. He's the veteran. He's won tournaments all across the world. But aLive, once upon a time, we have to mention this, won one of the very big StarCraft tournament, one of the biggest tournaments of that year, which was an IPL victory in Las Vegas. He was absolutely fantastic. A monstrous first prize as well, 40K or something, which was back then unheard of.
That's a folding money right there. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's a lot of money. And talking about money, obviously these two players have already collected $7,000 by making it into the quarterfinals, which is good. But advancing to the semifinals, you guarantee yourself at least $17,000. And obviously after that, it goes up very quick.
Quite sharply indeed, Roddy. And we see the slight differences in the build here. INnoVation going for double gas, and this is kind of like your one base for a little while here usually. Generally you used to get a Cyclone out, but that's not been the trend lately. And aLive coming in here, seeing that there's no CC just yet, knows it's not a fast expand, going to come in here, sees that factory, and he knows exactly what he's up against.
Yep, he knows it is going to be a quicker factory, so we can expect some sort of aggression out of INnoVation. There's still multiple ways he can go with it, but these Cyclone builds, they are scary, man. They look incredibly intimidating. The Cyclone is such an interesting unit at the moment because there are some scenarios where it really doesn't seem to be adding a whole lot. And then there is a few other scenarios where it's just the most deadly unit out there. For now, no Cyclone, however, it's going to be a Hellion.
Yep, so, I mean, the Cyclone's kind of fallen out of fashion because the Terrans have been opting to go for the Hellion to get, you know, save that gas a little bit for later on. Generally, you get a Raven after this as well, and then, you know, then start getting your bio and your medevacs and stim and that sort of thing. But, yeah, TvT's shifting a bit. And it looks like aLive's actually going to be the one that goes for the Cyclone option instead.
Yeah, we'll see Cyclone on both sides right now. After that Hellion, there's going to be a Cyclone as well. So it's just double Reaper and a Hellion. INnoVation is going to try to be annoying on the low ground before aLive, his Cyclone is out. This would be a very big scout over here, but his happy little SCV, he will... Oh, he could have blocked the barracks. That would have been awesome. Build a deep out. Going to have a lot of damage actually on this Hellion immediately, but the Reaper does fall, and that's kind of bad Niels Bear for aLive.
This is one of the reasons you open with Hellion is that when you can get across the field a lot faster, and you can also hit the very small amounts of bio and take out the Hellion before the Cyclone comes to dock in. Should be able to get away from the Cyclone.
Yep, good job there by INnoVation. Smart movement, good placement on the grenades as well. Was able to get out there with the Hellion. The Raven is going to be the first unit coming out for INnoVation. It's obviously not a huge surprise. I would have been
quite standard.
Yeah, I would have been shocked to see a Cloak Banshee there. Every now and then you do still see it, of course, but Ravens are so incredibly popular right now that going Cloak Banshee is a little risky because there's a very good chance your opponent has a Raven.
And some people go Viking and then get the Raven, but eventually you do see it. Oh, Marine's in nice position here for aLive. Zoning out the Reapers here of INnoVation. Cyclone bullying him back. This isn't really a breakable ramp for INnoVation right now. He's just sort of, you know, posturing. This Raven could potentially get damage done. It is easily, you know, if it's left alone, very, very good at clearing out mineral lines. It could pull aLive out of position as well to make room for the Hellion.
Yep, second Raven is also on the way. We'll see how INnoVation decides to do it. But with the Cyclone there, it's going to be a little bit hard unless he would decide to bring his own Cyclone. Probably just going to be a little bit of auto turret harass. He's going to try to pick up a couple of SCVs. Obviously, INnoVation, his command center was a little bit later, so he needs to catch up a tiny bit. He's down 2 workers, but not for long as he gets 2 kills very quickly. But aLive does have a siege tank in position, so that's all this auto turret will get done.
Yeah, decent enough reactions there from aLive. The auto turret, 2 shots workers, so it's very, 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 you know, you will shred usually about 4 workers if it's left alone is about the, you know, what you're expecting there with a 1 auto turret. And we've got a second Raven from INnoVation heading across the map while he takes his 3rd.
And no Viking yet, right, for aLive, so that's actually good. Okay, he does have one, so that's
not
nice.
in position though.
I might get a couple of shots up. I don't think INnoVation wants to really commit with his Raven just to get a single auto turret down. That's why he turns around. There are 2 Vikings now. 1 Viking chasing down this Raven on the top side of the map. The auto turret will only keep it safe for so long. aLive is going to try to hunt it down, and he should be able to find it. That's big, Maynard. That's very big.
Yeah, that's a 200 gas unit right there. A huge pickoff, and that's 1 less Raven that he has to worry about. That's almost like getting a Warp Prism. It feels pretty good at this stage if you're the other player. Now, INnoVation sending that Raven back because he knows that it's too dangerous to commit when there's Vikings.
I still think it's safe to say this is a solid opening for aLive, right? He had the quick CC, he really didn't take any damage. His third command center is about to finish up, double eBay as well, and he barely took any damage from the double Raven opening by INnoVation, so I'm quite impressed by aLive.
Yeah, I like the early game defense, and I love the build choice for sure. He's going to have everything he needs, and where he is at the moment in his build order looks very powerful.
And much faster upgrades, and there's one thing that's incredibly important in those big Marine engagements, it's upgrades. Even if it's only 20-30 second windows of you having the upgrade advantage, that's often all these players need. But the eBays are actually not even done yet, so aLive is actually going to be able to enjoy a pretty decent upgrade advantage for a long time.
Yeah, a long time indeed. It actually takes forever to get those. But we do see, you know, INnoVation is getting that regular, like, Raven to Viking force here, where you try to win the air battle. I mean, ooh, an extra couple Vikings coming in here to make it a little bit stronger. Looks like he's going Viking hunting.
Yep, he's going to go for the hit squad, and that's obviously nice. That's the only advantage INnoVation currently has, those 4 Vikings against 2. So also should allow him to get a couple of auto turrets down in the main base. aLive has no idea that this is heading for him. At the same time, INnoVation is also moving out in the front. One Viking went down immediately, the other one's very low on HP. aLive's going to siege up. Close call there.
Yeah, it's got our siege range
Auto
for it happening,
turrets.
and there's plenty of energy here. That's 2 auto turrets for the Raven. And aLive still reacting pretty nicely, only losing 3 SCVs could have been a lot worse. I don't think there's any medevacs
No,
here.
I think you're correct. There are no medevacs. Thought he was perhaps going to try to head, and aLive immediately realizes what's going on. He's like, all right, I'm going to have a hard time breaking that on the high ground, so he's going to float his CC to the north side. That's kind of an interesting way of looking at it, but I think that's a pretty mature call. INnoVation perhaps a little suspicious about where are your units, and INnoVation has so many units out of position that even though he's going to be able to do a lot of damage here in the main, maybe those Vikings could land on top of the tank. That would be sick. But how much damage can aLive get done on the other side of the map?
Oh, aLive's catching INnoVation by surprise here, getting right into the natural and sieging up in range of the natural CC and the 3rd mineral line as well. This Cyclone's getting worker harass damage done at the same time. INnoVation's army being pulled back to deal with it. He does get a Cyclone. These 2 siege tanks, though, are very, very dangerous, and the Raven as well.
Oh, the Marines so
Oh,
far.
auto turrets on the tanks here of INnoVation. He gets the Cyclone as well. Brilliant trade there for aLive.
Look at the SCVs. The SCVs are trying to unscrew the tank. Will get picked up, but there are a couple of Vikings going to hunt it down. The auto turret might get the medevac there, but 14 SCVs went down.
And counting. These Marines still alive, and they're getting more SCVs before they go down. What a great attack there for aLive.
Yeah, that was sick. He might end up losing a couple of medevacs. These Vikings are hunting, and they will find it now. There's obviously still 1 tank in that medevac as well. That's incredibly low on HP, but INnoVation making a very uncharacteristic mistake. The Vikings went all the way to the right top side of the map with that Raven there as well, so that medevac actually survived. The tank will survive as well, and even the super low HP medevac survived, and aLive is going to follow it up with another drop in the main.
Yeah, this drop looks like it's going to be prepared for here by INnoVation. He does have units at the main, but he doesn't have medevacs to support his Marines, so he has to bring more down here, bleeding more SCVs. This damage, it looks like he lost a tank as well. Widowmine's going to get some of these Marines. 1 Marine and damaging 2.
Gets the scan immediately. Vikings still hunting down this medevac as well. That was solid defense though by INnoVation, I think. Losing only in tank and 2 SCVs. I thought that was going to be a lot worse for him. aLive did not start his additional upgrades, as our observer is showing us as well, which makes me a little bit sad because he could have been enjoying a big upgrade advantage. Instead, INnoVation is going to start his 2-2 at the same time as aLive is going to start his. And he had a little bit of money, maybe slightly low on gas. But that's a minor mistake. I would have liked to see INnoVation try to focus more on those upgrades.
Yeah, so aLive, you know, has been sitting pretty for this game, but INnoVation is starting to pull ahead a little bit in the worker and army supply, and as those upgrade advantages kick in, as the upgraded, advantage goes away for aLive, INnoVation can definitely start to fight against this army.
Yep, now having a sensor tower as well and still having those Vikings. It felt like aLive was doing very decent work, and I really think he was, but not starting his 2-2 when he had the chance. And he still didn't start +2 armor, by the way, because he didn't have enough gas before. It's really important he doesn't forget about that. Instead, he went for the tank upgrade, which obviously is decent, don't get me wrong, but you need to be even in Marine upgrades. Otherwise, these battles will look very one-sided.
aLive has a tank in position here, but INnoVation is going to go for the drop anyway. Going to get some SCVs before the Marines go down. You can actually just like that. Just drop a few Marines, get the siege tank shots off there, and still pick off those workers. And he gets 4 SCVs there.
aLive won a small skirmish in the middle of the map where he was able to collect some skulls, just like his t-shirt and his pants.
Oh, he could drop on the tank here and pick it off, but aLive has the Marines ready. Oh, INnoVation losing a medevac there, nearly losing 2. Very, very close.
Yeah, the double sensor tower is obviously going to make aLive his life a tiny bit easier. I was perhaps watching that game that INnoVation played earlier this morning against Ryong, and he's like, all right, multiple sensor towers. I see what you do. You use drops to distract, then you go for big drops in the main. That won't happen against me. I want to make sure that I'm ready for it. This 4CC is almost done for INnoVation. Meanwhile, aLive just starting his 4CC now. aLive has an army supply advantage, but it's often hard to truly find an opening against somebody like INnoVation.
You could get a CC denial here, not enough army here for INnoVation to stop it.
Yeah,
He'll have to pull back if he wants to save this command center.
He's running forward though, and I think that INnoVation should be able to save it, even though that's a lot of damage. aLive decides not to go for it. He wants to save his Marines instead.
Kills the SCV, so he at least slows it down. Does a bit of damage on it as well. aLive taking the middle of the map here, moving forward with a lot of tanks and Marines. Big army here for aLive. He's 30 supply up roughly on the army of INnoVation.
Yeah, this is going to be rough for INnoVation as aLive just has more units and he's trying to pull him out of position as well. That's still a lot of tanks though. I'm not sure if you want to run into that. That's 4CC solo.
Oh, he got it! Huge pick off there for aLive. And he doesn't have the army supply to be able to go out there and engage him either. He just has to sit back and try and take the 4th again.
I still kind of like that trade though. I mean, what did he trade there in the end? 16 Marines, while he got a couple of SCVs, a couple of Marines, and in the end he got the CC that was pretty much done, morphing into an orbital. Now he's going to be the one with a quicker 4th CC.
I think he was even trying to make it into a planetary, so that's even more resources lost. That's INnoVation coming forward here, looking for those medevacs, but aLive sieging. He scans ahead, smartly, not overcommitting here, and he's going to go for the Doom drop.
We have seen this before. What is left in the main base of aLive? I know he's got multiple turrets. Wow, that's a lot.
If INnoVation, bad decision.
Oh no! INnoVation throws down the scan, and oh, that's a perfect scan by aLive as well. He's like, hey, I wonder where your army is. And INnoVation's like, nothing to see here, mate.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to Doom drop you, of course not.
That was a misclick. I'm glad you didn't attack me.
Oh, these tanks on siege, and they're getting caught by aLive. He gets one right there for free.
And aLive is playing like a man on fire so far in this tournament. Once again, guys, he's 10-2 in maps. Meanwhile, he goes for another run by, gets a few more SCVs. Going to be able to maybe slow down this 4th CC.
Oh my, target the SCV! Oh, he lets it go, okay. But still, aLive trading quite well here.
There's still going to be a tiny moment where INnoVation will have better upgrades on his Marines. Now, aLive's picking up a lot of units. He wants to get another kill on this fort, and INnoVation is super far out of position. Nothing he can do about this.
Yeah, and his tanks are sieged, and he can't really unsiege them and bring them over the battle. Just has to bring the Marines and the Ravens and the Vikings coming in. But the tanks of aLive are sieged up, and he can't engage it anymore. This 4th CC needs to lift and leave, and aLive can pick it off.
aLive is also sending more units perhaps towards the main base. Meanwhile, there's a single Marine scouting the CC on the left top side, but nothing that INnoVation can do about that base. aLive is really starting to make some great moves. And look at those tank upgrades. He's starting +3 already on the vehicle weapons.
What did people put in aLive's Polish cornflakes? All of a sudden, he has turned into this god. He's absolutely doing great in this game. Nice little skirmish there for INnoVation, though.
Dropping the main as well with a lot of tanks.
Up. He does get the siege. INnoVation not with his units in position here. His production is under fire, but, I mean, not all of it is in range of the siege tanks. He is going to lose a CC, though.
He's been losing a lot of CCs. He only has 2 orbitals left right now.
Oh, big engagement for INnoVation. He is winning this front on the side, but the tanks of aLive are sieged up in the back here with the natural. INnoVation's tanks just sieging now. INnoVation is going to break through.
Oh my god, that's a lot of tanks for INnoVation. INnoVation trying to force some sort of a weird base trade. He's also cleaned up all the units in the main base of aLive. No way, this can't be true. This cannot be real, Maynard.
I can't believe my eyes, but I'm watching it happen right here, right now. INnoVation somehow is pulling this game back into his favor. aLive's army is pulled awkwardly back. He's losing medevacs. He's losing expensive units all over the map. INnoVation is in his production with his own siege tanks, and he's sieging up. What just happened, Rotterdam?
This machine ain't human. He's losing base after base, and then he forces a weird base trade where you think it cannot work. He did have a minor upgrade advantage when that started, but I cannot believe he was able to break it, and now he's on top of the production of aLive. aLive pulls everything.
The medevacs are coming in, but INnoVation picks up a couple before they unload. Looks like it might be enough from aLive to clean this up, and he will. But INnoVation absolutely taking a lead here.
Yeah, it's a lot of medevacs though in the army of INnoVation. When it comes to actual Marines, it's 19 against 19. INnoVation does have the tank advantage though, but is that enough to run up this ramp?
He's trying to target down the Marines. He's actually ignoring that siege tank for the most part, and aLive does hold.
What a sick
INnoVation's
game.
bringing his tanks here.
And don't forget, aLive has way more CCs right now. He has way more income. INnoVation has 0 income. So if INnoVation wants to win this game, he has to do it right here, right now. And I actually think, look at this. How often do you see that? 0 mining at the moment for INnoVation. Soon some mining. He's going to go for this base. It's almost mined out anyway.
Yeah.
But it's planetary on the left, on the top side of the map. That is this one thing that's truly working for aLive at the moment. Sick game, Maynard.
He can drop out of range of this planetary and shave away these SCVs. He is out of range up there. But, yeah, I mean, he's not going to... I don't think he's going to be able to kill the planetary with these units here. And INnoVation doesn't really have much army to replenish what he has at the front of aLive. He has to pull back. aLive, however, is producing quite a bit at this stage. The army supply dead even at 54. And the worker's pretty close to even as well. And aLive with a nice stim in. Beautiful decision from aLive. Shaving off these SCVs. That's actually really, really huge damage.
Yeah, that's the only thing that INnoVation had working. You know, this was the only base that he had left pretty much. It's going to be the left orbital. It will die. No more scans available. Loses all the SCVs as well. But what is aLive losing on the other side of the map, though?
Looks like aLive losing some SCVs to this drop here from INnoVation at the back of that planetary. But, I mean, INnoVation was starting to get a grip on this game and is slipping through his fingers now. He doesn't have any bases left.
No, he doesn't. And obviously, there's still this orbital in the natural as well for aLive, so he can always fall back on that. And he still has the main, correct? Man, he's got so many. He's still got all 3. That's crazy.
Swimming in CCs. So INnoVation's army here needs... This army on screen here needs to win him the game.
Yep. Nothing else. He's got nothing left. No bases, no CCs. aLive is going to try to save perhaps a couple of these SCVs, but he's like, nah, I don't want to lose medevacs. Medevacs are more important right now, so these SCVs will die. Only 9 SCVs remain, but obviously 3 orbitals, so plenty of mules. I actually think that aLive should just make Marines and then try to fight it rather than go for these weird base trades. He gets a medevac there. That's something. What's the Marine count at? Wow, that's big. 36 against 19.
Yeah, it looks like aLive can just win a straight-up fight here, to be honest.
Oh, units are clashing in the middle of the map. Oh. It's basic.
Units clashing with structures.
Kind of an unfair fight. It's a little sad.
INnoVation trying to get his structures out here, but that's actually a good chunk of Marines, of aLive's Marine count that isn't back defending against INnoVation's push.
Yeah, but that's kind of the Marines he has more, right? So it would still be very hard for INnoVation to get into this natural. Maybe he should try to go for another crazy drop. He's got the medevacs to go for another like insane drop in the main, and I almost think that's his best option because you can never run up that ramp. And if the tanks are there, they're out of position. Good shot there by INnoVation. I'd say, you only have 1 shot. Pick everything up and fly into the main. Let's do it.
I think aLive recognizes that's probably the only way that he can lose at this point. So he's like got his Marines ready to be able to answer the call.
He's bringing the Marines back as well. He could potentially sandwich the army, but there's no rush. You're still mining a tiny bit. As long as he's mining, every Marine can make the difference. So try to get some extra Marines out. Why fight with 39 Marines if you can fight with 45 or 38?
We see that aLive does scan and sees exactly what he's up against here. INnoVation nearly getting a CC kill actually over the top right, but
and that's big. He's gonna force INnoVation.
Yeah, he's actually gonna pull back and kill it.
Too many mules there. aLive has to make sure he doesn't lose all those Marines. He actually just wants to fight. I don't think he should do that. I think he just got to sacrifice his base.
These mules are going to go down. CC will go down as well. aLive has nothing to say about that. This game is pretty insane, Roddy.
But there is still a little bit of income. 167 minerals a minute for aLive. And that sounds like nothing, but that's 3 Marines a minute. Every minute that goes by, it's going to be harder and harder for INnoVation to win. INnoVation needs a miracle or a big mistake from aLive.
I think that patch, that one patch that we just saw from the observer, is the only income for aLive.
Yep.
So when that runs out, this Marines a minute thing goes away.
That's true, but I mean, once upon a time it was dead even army supply. Now we're looking at a 14 army supply advantage from aLive.
Quite true.
And INnoVation still losing a couple of Marines here and there.
aLive mopping up what's left of INnoVation's remains as far as structures go here. INnoVation's army moving and repositioning here. Could get this medevac very easily. Oh.
Only 5 medevacs on the side of aLive, but INnoVation almost has more medevacs than Marines, and that's not a good position to be in.
16 Marines, 10 medevacs.
If I'm INnoVation right now, I would try to hunt down this army that's killing stuff in his main, just so you can make the unit count a tiny bit quicker. Because if aLive would lose medevacs, aLive is very broke, and he doesn't have many medevacs. He's going to get a depot. I mean, that's not enough.
He's in range of the turret as well. Get that.
The sensor tower? I think so. He'll get it.
more slot he lost.
If I'm INnoVation, I try to kill this. Oh, that's a medevac. That's a medevac, you know. You want to get it? You want to get it?
Oh my god.
Wow, that SCV. There's like 7 tanks sieging up, ready to take the life of that SCV.
Yeah. So aLive's coming back with these Marines here. Satisfied with what he's done in INnoVation's base. So neither player with any Vikings or anything like that, so it's kind of just, you know, they both get free vision with these medevacs over what's going on.
Yeah, I still think that aLive has more than enough to kill this army with a proper engagement, and it seems like he's gearing up for that. He's like, all right, split the Marines. You can even pull the SCVs. Why not? You know, if they absorb a tank shot, that's awesome. And look at INnoVation. He knows. Okay, at least he's going to get great vision, so he will get shots off very early on. But this has to be a serious draw. I think as long as aLive splits his Marines a tiny bit,
He's going to do it.
He's going to float over the CC, so he's going to force INnoVation to
unsiege.
unsiege.
INnoVation's unsieged. Oh, aLive a little bit slow to spring that trap, though. The Marines on the right didn't react. INnoVation, if he sieges, he scans. Does he want to take advantage of these 3 tanks on siege? INnoVation spreads the tanks out a little bit more, repositions these Marines. It's very, very, very close here.
Yeah, that force on the right side, though, that's going to be the big issue for Inno. 60 Marines against 40. He's going to need the biggest tank shots ever. He's going to get all tanks together here. He's going to leapfrog.
Yeah.
Okay, he's actually in range, so a couple of shots being exchanged.
aLive's actually in range as well of the tanks of INnoVation. One of them just gets shaved off. INnoVation gets a tank for his trouble as well. The Marines were in range for a second there. He's lost vision of them though.
Still 5 against 4. One tank so low on HP.
INnoVation really wants this CC kill.
More Marines over here though for aLive. aLive could prevent this. aLive could get perhaps a kill over here on a couple of Marines. What a sick TvT. What an amazing game. Oh.
Ooh, big hit there. Shaving into the Marine count of INnoVation, which is already pretty dismal versus aLive.
Meanwhile, aLive still left one Marine, I believe. That's another tank. You can't lose tanks like that.
Oh, yeah, he's going to lose that tank for sure.
Oh.
There it goes.
Wow. He has to be careful. I mean, he still has a massive Marine lead. It's 35 against 14, but with 5 tanks against 3. He should. Doesn't he have double orbital? Why doesn't he scan and drop a mule on one of the tanks of INnoVation that's incredibly low in HP?
Yeah, there's one here that's only 1 shot away from dead. Could be a strat.
That's a guaranteed kill, and that would be big.
Would be. The tank advantage is the only thing INnoVation's got going for him at this point.
Yep, so if you can take that away. Meanwhile, INnoVation is... Oh! Ooh, almost killed the tank as well. These Marines, man. Traitor Marines.
Just picking up the unsieged tanks, repositioning them a little bit. It's aLive's trying to protect what mining he can try and pull back. He's actually getting a decent enough income to make more Marines now.
Yeah, that's a very big income, actually. Multiple mules being dropped at once.
Huge pick up there for aLive. 3 tanks of INnoVation gone. There's that siege tank advantage completely taken away.
Yep, and I think that's all C wrote for game number 1. It's 26 Marines against 8. Only 2 tanks remain for INnoVation. aLive should realize right now that there is nothing that's going to prevent him from winning this game. He's even going to get his first Viking, so he will start chipping away at these medevacs. GG!
aLive gets game 1 against the Machine himself, who was looking in tournament-winning fashion against Ryong. aLive is just, he's really turning my head here at this event. Like, you know, I watched him in GSL, and yeah, he made it to the round of 16, and we were like, oh, that's pretty exciting. Like, wow, aLive, nice to see you in the round of 16, but no one expected him to do much better. And then here he is at Intel Extreme Masters Katowice. He's in the round of 8, and he's going toe-to-toe with INnoVation and even taking a map off him.
Great game by him from the very beginning. Had a solid start, created a small advantage for himself, really capitalized on it later on. Got multiple snipes on that fort base. I think that's really where the game started going very well. Then INnoVation kind of forced this weird base trade, and at first we were like, well, you know, he has to do something. And suddenly he's getting on top of the production. I'm like, oh my god, is this actually going to work? It really started to look like he was getting a tiny bit ahead. It was just an amazing game, but in the end he was so patient with his CCs, landing them, getting a couple of extra Marines out here and there. He was barely mining, but he's like, all right, barely is still better than not mining at all. So I'm completely okay with this.
Yeah, the Marine advantage really sealed the deal there for aLive, and also INnoVation. And I'm not used to watching him make mistakes, but unfortunately, one player had to fold eventually, and it was him on your screen right now. He lost his siege tanks, he lost his siege tank advantage. That was his only comeback tool But even then, it looked pretty dicey.
Yeah, by then, I don't think we can fault him too much. I mean, if we're looking at like 40 Marines against 16, I think the only thing you can hope for is that your opponent just massively overcommits.
Like
I would have liked to see INnoVation try to maybe snipe those units that were on the other side of the map, you know, when it was like 16 to 18 Marines. When he had 20 Marines and 10 medevacs and 5 tanks, I'd say try to hunt those down, because maybe if you can cut that portion of the army off. But then obviously he would give up the map control he had on the left side, and aLive could float a CC to the low ground and start mining from a fresh base.
All right, let's introduce the players for game number 2. We're here on Undergrounds in the bottom left with a brilliant game 1. This is aLive.
What a run he's been on so far, 11-2 here at the Intel Extreme Masters World Championships. But this man is going to try to ruin that record.
That's right, and he's not gone yet. In the bottom right, this is INnoVation.
Seemed a tiny bit annoyed after that game. I don't know if you saw it, but the player camera just made a couple of faces. He's like, It's always rough to lose incredibly close games, because then you will think about the multiple opportunities that you perhaps had to make something happen and create an advantage for yourself and prevent this. But it was such a long and hectic game that you really can't pinpoint it on a single moment. I think both players played great. aLive just made better moves, and he got crucial snipes on that fourth base.
Yeah, it was a blockbuster for sure. See that aLive is actually, and INnoVation are going for the similar double gas opening here, which is usually the really quick 1-1-1 factory and starport units, the high gas starport units as well, either Banshee or Raven.
It's worth noting that INnoVation earlier today on Undergrounds went for that 3 Rex Reaper, and he got a flawless victory over Ryong. Was able to pick up the first Reaper very quickly, but obviously he's aware of the fact that aLive watched that series. I mean, if you are waiting in the quarterfinals and you're, you know, the guys in the run of 12 are playing the TvT matchup, you're obviously going to watch it. You always pay attention, because there's a lot of things that you can learn from. So INnoVation didn't want to do the same thing twice.
That's right, same matchup and everything. So the builds are unloading here. INnoVation is going to get that supply depot over to the left just to see if any Reaper jumps up, get a little extra early warning. aLive doing the same thing.
Yeah, so far it's a 100% mirror. We saw Ryong trying to go for that fast expand on this map, but aLive decides not to do it. Perhaps a tiny bit afraid of those Reapers. We'll see. The first Reaper right now is not as crucial as it was in that game, because, you know, if you play against 3 Rex Reaper and you lose 1 Reaper, that's pretty much the end, at least in the beginning if you are the defensive player. But right now, since both players are playing double gas and getting their factories and starports, obviously you don't want to lose the Reaper skirmish, and INnoVation is Reaper is actually just diving in immediately. If aLive could pick it up, that would be great, but INnoVation is just juking around. He saw, alright, there's no CC there, I'm going to go back.
Okay. So, yeah, he's happy with what he's seen here. It's just a supply depot, so he knows where his opponent is and is going to go home. He just wanted to know if it was 1 base or 2.
Yeah, I think he's, yeah, exactly. He identified there is no CC there, and I think that's pretty big. First Cyclone on the way right now for INnoVation, while the Tech Lab is about to finish up as well. We'll most likely connect the starport to it.
And that is going to be a Raven. 9 times out of 10. And INnoVation's going to start his bio transitions here. Hey. 9 times out of 10 is not a 10 out of 10.
I know, you save yourself there, man.
Go.
You save yourself. All right.
This is like the casino all over again, Rotterdam.
It's Homestar.
My slotty flashing right before my eyes.
It's Homestar Cup all over again. I love it. I love it.
So this game is over. GG.
Cloak Banshee on both sides is kind of interesting.
This is actually very rare.
Yep, and it's really cool as well, because I love this when you're both doing the same thing. It's kind of like PvP, where it's 2 adepts against 2 adepts, and you decide not to fight in the middle of the map. You're like, no, I have faith in my multitasking. I think I can out-multitask you. Because obviously you have to control your Banshee on the other side of the map, but at the same time you have to make sure you don't lose 100 SCVs at home.
Nice little pick off there. INnoVation getting rid of the Reaper of aLive. So INnoVation still has that, you know, relatively powerful pushing force here, the Cyclone and the Reapers. And aLive coming in with his first Banshee. Is a Banshee kiss here in the middle of the map? Oh, more of a shoulder bump.
They haven't seen each other in a while, so they're like, hey man, it's good seeing you.
Remember me? I remember you.
Yeah, good luck. Don't kill too much. Like, we'll see.
Well, both players smartly getting their detection follow-ups here. Actually, is there a Raven for INnoVation?
No, he's getting a second Banshee, so that's crazy. Whoops. Whenever he scans, he better be damn sure. Meanwhile, INnoVation is Banshee's taking a lot of damage. Scan is going to go down.
Wow.
aLive crushing INnoVation here. This could be game-ending damage, because that's not a Raven.
I just can't believe that there's no Raven after the Banshee here for INnoVation. Nice little skirmish, though.
Yeah,
Ground Army's doing all right, but there is just so much worker damage happening here.
Yeah, these Cyclones, though, are still looking quite healthy. Good grenades at first. This second Cyclone taking a lot of damage. aLive needs to repair it, and if he does, he is going to be in fantastic position. INnoVation in so much trouble.
That's just it, GG. aLive getting a win there, and INnoVation's build order just kind of crippled him there.
Wow, I mean, obviously you can say getting a Raven second after the first Banshee instead of 2 Banshees is a massive advantage, and I agree. But that's not where this game was decided. It was the very first Banshee that already took so much damage before it activated Cloak, and the first can killed it. Meanwhile, INnoVation had nothing to kill the Banshee at home. What are we watching, Maynard?
We're watching the best player in the world, in quotation marks here, sitting on one map away from elimination.
Tastelsus put a baby inside me. All right.
You know what? Stranger things have happened. All right. And we're going to go to the desk here with the guys to see what they think about the series so far before we get into game number 3.
Thank you very much, fellas. Indeed, yes. 2-0 currently for aLive. Looking very powerful here against an INnoVation that went 3-0 in his previous TvT. What's going on?
It's crazy. He's just coming out of the gates roaring here. And, I mean, INnoVation in that first game, it was like, okay, you know, you're pretty far behind. Okay, you're somehow still in this game. How are you still alive? When will you actually die? How hard is it to kill this guy?
Yeah.
But in the end, aLive did manage to take it out. So I've actually got a replay from game number 1, and I just wanted to go through the really beautiful maneuver where aLive took control of that game. So let's jump straight into this replay, and we can take a look here.
Whoop, fast.
Whoa,
Very fast. Steady on, Pig.
Steady on. We'll go. Basically, you know, aLive came in with this great Doom drop. It was very even. He had a slight lead up to this point, and he cut off this 4th base. And this was a really good maneuver, out-positioned INnoVation. INnoVation tried to break it, didn't quite work out for him. And if we fast forward from here, it's a whole series of events, which is very smart. aLive says, if I'm denying your 4th, you're going to try and counter-push me. Rather than fight you front on, I want to try and get a really big advantage. Picks up these drops here, and if we just fast forward through a little bit, we're going to see the moment INnoVation pushes out with his army onto the map, these medevacs, Doom drop into the main base. Excuse my observing, guys. And at the same time, this army down here starts to, you know, rotate south. So aLive here just did a bunch of fantastic moves in this first game to outposition INnoVation, takes out the entire economy. I think a lot of us thought it was just going to be game over here, but INnoVation took a really decisive push in, got on top of the production, and was so close to breaking aLive there. So really just masterful play all game long for aLive, right from the beginning when he dodged that first push. So obviously it went on for a while from here, but we can hop out of that replay now, as you guys did just watch that game. And yeah, it was just beautiful play from aLive.
Yeah, first game was very fantastic.
That was one of the best TvTs I've ever really seen, to be honest. And you know, I'm kind of looking over this game that just occurred on the other stream.
It was a short one.
Yeah, INnoVation like loses his army, and then there's a Cloak Banshee in his base, and he's like, or vice versa. Anyways, I mean, it's weird to have like the best TvT game ever and then follow up with one that finishes in
It's just a
I think it was
5 minutes. And it's like, okay, well.
Well, that's how TvT is. I mean, I remember years back ago when I was casting it, however, sometimes you get into those very long, drawn-out situations, and then sometimes a Cloak Banshee, as you say, would just kill 10 workers, and it's like, oh, okay, I guess you're dead. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
So now, INnoVation stares down the barrel of death here, and stares down the barrel of potentially not being able to defend his Intel Extreme Masters title. What does he do here against aLive? aLive just seems to be ahead of him at every single turn.
Really hard for that first game, so I would not count INnoVation out yet. You know, aLive had the better moves in game 2.
Yeah.
He took advantage, he controlled the situation, but realistically, INnoVation has still been playing well. It's funny because at this point, if it was anyone else, we'd start talking about the psychology of INnoVation and kind of turning the series around. But really for him, it's just a matter of keep playing well. You're going to have to win 3 maps in a row and potentially try to put a little bit more pressure back on. I think really aLive has been running circles around him a little bit. Some of his maneuvers on Newkirk, really risky and quite out there.
Yeah.
So I think if INnoVation just keeps working on that map vision, doesn't let aLive surprise him as much, he's got a really good shot.
Yeah, and don't forget, he just 3-0'd Ryung, so he can 3-0 anyone. If you can 3-0 Ryung in a TvT, you can 3-0 anybody.
Get the turnaround, get it going. Well, thank you very much, gents. Check in with you later on. For now, we're going to head over to game number 3. aLive is 1 game away from the semi-finals here in the Intel Extreme Masters.
Polaris, what are we even watching here? We've got aLive somehow turning into a god on stage before our very eyes. In fact, this entire week, he's been looking really, really incredible, and he is match point against INnoVation, who most people out there are going to say that he would be the favorite to win this whole damn thing.
#1 on the power rankings. Team Liquid is never wrong, Maynard. What's going on?
I don't ever remember a situation where Team Liquid has ever been wrong.
I know, like these power rankings are always spot on. Either way, game number 3 is almost ready. We are going into Proxima Station. Can the machine turn it around, Maynard?
The answer is absolutely yes, but will he? In the bottom left, on match point, this is aLive.
He might, or maybe he won't.
And in the top right, needs to win the next 3 maps to move on to Spodek. This is INnoVation.
The audience still loving it. Still great games. I mean, I do think we had a couple of very good games today. That game 1 was fantastic. It's really funny because when people talk about the best games of all time, they always talk about INnoVation against Tasia as well, you remember? And that was also in Newkirk.
That was actually, yeah, now you bring it up. Because, you know, the first couple seasons of Legacy of the Void, one of the cool things, well, I say cool, some people say not so cool, is that some of these older maps that hadn't seen the light of day in year or years, plural, are coming back. And actually, it's turned out reasonably balanced in the state of the game at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, a couple of minor changes. iPistol. That's pretty cute. A couple of minor changes were needed on a map like Cactus Valley, for instance, because not being able to kill a Liberator or on good old Habitation Station is like, that's really not fair, guys.
Speaking of Liberators, this map usually sees a lot of them. It's not so much in TvT, although the Liberator does make obviously a huge difference if you have like the advantage to be able to get a couple out. It makes the siege tank pushing very, very easy for the guy with the Liberators against the guy that doesn't.
aLive is going to throw down his own CC. Well, actually, he opened up with the CC. I mean, INnoVation is going to throw down his CC after scouting what aLive is doing. But obviously, INnoVation will have slightly quicker access to the factory. As you can already see, it's on the way. I'm getting confused because INnoVation is on the bottom while he's actually spawning on the top side of the map. Kevin, change it for me. There you go.
Yeah, we got it. So, aLive getting up his build order here. He is going for the Reaper expand, getting double orbital at the moment. What?
You definitely don't want to lose an SCV against SCV arrest. This kind of stuff is really annoying. I think it's a little bit underrated. Work arrest used to be all the hype. Gotta be careful with your Reaper there. In good old Wings of Liberty, and at a certain point. No, he's not. It's a very fast Reaper. Look at him go. Look at it, Maynard.
Yeah. He's just as fast as the other Reaper, funnily enough, right now, which means he, you know, won't get caught unless he cuts a corner too hard there. But
he looks a little faster to me.
Yeah, a little. INnoVation's Reapers are just slightly faster and slightly better and stronger than other people's Reapers.
He just picked up Neil's shoes.
Except for Beyond's.
As the first Widow Mine is on the way for INnoVation, and a starport being added as well, will most likely try to get some damage done. But in the first game, where aLive also had the slightly quicker expand, aLive really didn't take much damage at all from that initial pressure from INnoVation. And even the Raven follow-up, not the first Raven and definitely not the second Raven, got anything done. aLive just playing rock solid. He's definitely been getting better over the last 6 months, but if you would have told me that aLive would have been as dominant as he was in the groups, now being up 2-0 over INnoVation, the guy who was kind of looked at to win the entire thing, at least being the biggest favorite, after winning IEM Katowice as well and just being dominant over the last few months, I would have said you were crazy, Maynard.
Well, this is the world we live in. And I mean, a victory here for INnoVation wouldn't only be back-to-back Intel Extreme Masters victories. It would also be, you know, $100,000 a ticket to the big kahuna at the end of the year, the Global Finals.
How sick is it to think that neither of these two guys made it into BlizzCon last year? That's crazy.
Something tells me they will this time.
Yeah, I have a good feeling as well. If they start off the year like this, they'll obviously be collecting quite a few WCS points over here already, and will only do more in the upcoming months if they keep playing like this. Let's see if INnoVation is able to find an opening here.
It's actually a nice drop at the moment. aLive coming in with his Cyclones and Marines should be able to clean this up. The Winter Mine does burrow, and he unburrows it so that it can retarget.
You'll be able to get a decent hit up there. Get 6 SCVs.
That's
already
nice.
Yeah, that's already a lot more than he got in his previous games. And he's able to unload a couple of these Marines as well, so he won't just lose the medevac. Good job there by INnoVation. That's absolutely what I was looking for. Look at the worker count suddenly. He's up by 8 workers.
Yeah, huge in a mirror matchup, especially considering it's not even 5 minutes yet. That Reaper very interested in branding, making sure ESL gets love for the Intel Extreme Masters.
His Reaper gets no love from
Cyclones.
Cyclone. Meanwhile, INnoVation still looking around. INnoVation going up to 3 bases already, of course, behind all of this. If he can get the Cyclone here, that would be massive. Good micro, picks up the Marine immediately.
Cyclone has a lot of hit points though. This can tank plenty of Marine shots. Locks on the medevac. I don't know if it's a kill. Oh, with 2 Cyclones it is. There it is. Very nice pickoff.
Yeah, let's see if INnoVation should have a tank though, I think. First tank is out, second tank is on the way. Cyclones are intimidating, but I'm pretty sure that INnoVation can keep this base alive. Did aLive ever scout this base? Does aLive know anything about these 3 CCs from INnoVation? He does not. That's pretty big.
So INnoVation could be pulling ahead here with the Econ under aLive's nose, as it were, dropping his extra production and starting to shoot into that army supply.
Yeah, I think aLive is a bit paranoid after that first drop. You don't want to lose 6 SCVs against that very first drop, and after that you're like, alright, okay, that was kind of bad, let's just make sure that doesn't happen again. And before you know it, your opponent is actually just playing very greedy on the other side of the map. For some reason, INnoVation is Marine is stronger.
Jesus. I don't know why that looked so visceral. But
it's like, hey man, like he was walking away, he was giving up, he didn't want to fight anymore.
That was like some John Wick stuff right there. Headshot. See you later.
Multiple Ravens gathering a lot of energy for INnoVation. As aLive is sending 2 medevacs on the right side of the map. Now if he can somehow bypass everything, that could be big.
This is kind of what Ryung tried to do to INnoVation this map, and INnoVation completely crushed it, but it looks like he is going to miss the drop this time, unless aLive...
Oh, he sees it!
Oh, he does see it just on the edge.
Does he react? Does he react?
No reaction.
He's on sieging something, but he's not sending the Marines here, so this could be a massive drop for aLive. aLive should be able to get at least like 6, 7, 8 SCVs over here. He's going to sim forward. I love this. He's going in very deep. He's trying to get as many SCVs as he can.
Wow, beautiful drop here for aLive. Even if he leaves, he's done a lot of economic damage to INnoVation here. The full medevac actually getting up into the main. Siege tank here for INnoVation will be able to clean up these Marines eventually, but he's still losing more SCVs.
Yep, that medevac's super dead. He's going to try to get the Raven, won't get it. Tries to get the Viking, won't get it either. Will settle for the missile turret. But how cool is that? How many people wouldn't just try to go for the missile turret there? aLive tries to get the Raven. Okay, I can't get it. Tries to get the Viking, can't get it. Well, I'll still get the missile turret.
Damage is damage.
And these Marines are still alive.
And the Marines of aLive still alive.
And another drop heading towards side of the map of INnoVation. Oh my
Actually,
God.
rejoin the Marines that are already in there.
Saving Private Ryan and his friends. See, it's just Ryan left.
Just Ryan. Tom Hanks, get up here.
It's like, guys, anybody?
No.
Anybody? That movie was really long. Should have been longer.
Yeah. It's a very abridged version of Saving Private Ryan right there. So we have...
this is the sequel. Ryan wasn't saved. Like, no.
Oh man, you're making me laugh already. We're gonna drop here in the main. INnoVation with plenty of auto turrets should be able to clean this up, I'd imagine.
Yep, does a very good job. Doesn't really lose a whole lot. But another drop heading to the back of his natural. Once again, he's gonna lose quite a few SCVs. But he was still on 3 bases so much faster that this is really not bad for INnoVation. He's starting to pull ahead in supply. He's cleaning up all these drops. He's taking down the medevacs as well. Yeah, he did lose both Ravens.
Stings a bit.
Yeah, but he's still up by 9 workers though. I mean, he has lost 19 SCVs and he's up by 9 workers.
And his army's bigger as well. So in a pretty good job, that third base advantage really being shown here. And aLive actually needed to do this damage, all things considered, because if he didn't, he'd be even further behind at this point.
Maybe that battle would have been different if Ryan was still alive. He would have just been there a little faster.
Or maybe not.
Probably not. As +2 is started for both players actually, but +1 armor is a little bit delayed for aLive. These Cyclones out of position, and that hurts, man. aLive is already quite far behind. Losing 2 Cyclones just like that. He's going to try to at least kill a couple of these Marines. Should be able to succeed. Gets 1 or 2.
Getting the medevac alive is pretty important. Flies around this space station part here, Proxima Station.
I like this setup from INnoVation where he has double sensor tower and puts the Vikings on the right side of the map.
I kind of feel like INnoVation's drop's going to do a bit here.
Yep. Oh my god, look at the army supply, 91 against 56.
He's had the third CC for so much longer.
And even this single Marine here gets the idea that the units from aLive are pretty far out of position, and aLive, who looked great in game 1 and 2, was not able to find the openings that he found in the previous games. And this time it's INnoVation turning the tide, as he's going to be able to do quite a bit of damage.
Yeah, it doesn't look like the medevacs are here to support the Marines of aLive. They're coming down now, and he has overwhelming numbers. INnoVation picks up and leaves.
How does it feel? Every PvT I've ever played in my life.
Backdrop by Natural, I can do it to you too. What's up? All right. So INnoVation coming up here to the third location of aLive. Siege tanks are plenty, so he needs to be very, very careful here. A poor trade or two will set things even and get aLive a chance to come back here.
Yep, even though aLive has been behind for the majority of this game, and he's behind in upgrades as well. Did he not start? Wow, actually, he's ahead. He started +2 attack a little bit faster. Just his +2 armor is delayed once again. As long as you're able to max out, you always have a chance, but INnoVation is very good. He realizes, like, well, I'm maxed out. Let's see if I can do something with it, because there's a very good chance that you are not, because I know that your third base was quite a bit later than mine. Oh, we've seen this earlier today.
And there's no sensor tower on the right of the main here, Roddy, so there's a very big opening, and the Vikings can actually come in and support as well with this Doom Drop. Oh, this fleet of INnoVation looks so scary.
Well,
aLive's pulling his Marines here. INnoVation's getting ahead.
He's scanning for a reason, aLive. One tank is obviously not going to be enough.
This is exactly how INnoVation beat Ryung on this map. He is sieged, he's drenched, and he's right in the corner here, all over the production of aLive. And aLive is in so much trouble in game number 3.
I think that's all Zero. That's still so many Marines. The tank's in a great position as well. There are still Vikings here protecting everything, and just everything is dying. aLive is doing a little bit of damage, but that's not enough.
INnoVation stays alive here in this series. Pun not intended. All right, so we got ourselves a series here, Roddy. It's not going to be a 3-0, no quick best of 5 here.
I'm happy.
Oh, I'm happy too.
Everybody in that room is happy. A lot of INnoVation fans here in Poland.
That's right. And also the added benefit of being able to see more StarCraft, which is always a plus.
I know, like I was getting ready for another 12-hour day, and if we're done within 11 today, I'm gonna be upset.
That's right, guys.
Not what I signed up for.
We signed up for 14-hour days, guys. if we have a short day, it's gonna mess with our equilibrium. We won't be able to sleep tonight.
I know. It's like, what's happening to my body right now? Are you telling me that I'm at home before all the restaurants are closed? No way.
Whoa.
Am I gonna get food, Maynard?
We might even get to have things other than tomato soup or pizza tonight, Roddy.
Well, we always have a cheeky beer.
Cheeky beer. Pretty good beer here in Poland, and it's quite cheap for us traveling from America and Australia to come over here and buy a drink. So thank you, Poland, for your cheap and lovely beer. It is much appreciated.
They're happy. They're very proud of it. They're like, yeah,
that's us. Lovely beer.
We love it as well. Beer and pierogies. Let's go.
There's going to be a lot of beer and pierogies being had by that crowd tonight after they have a wonderful day of StarCraft. And it's going to be Spodek tomorrow. Just going to get better and better as time goes on, guys. Let's get into it for game number 4. In the bottom right, still on match point, this is aLive.
He's been looking so damn good this entire tournament. One map really shouldn't shake him up that much. Hashtag Roddy in the house. Every now and then, mate. Every now and then.
I also know that you like to be in the club sometimes. And the top right here, this is INnoVation.
Those days are far behind me.
You're not like that anymore.
No, I'm not like that anymore. I've grown up. I'm almost 30 right now. I promise in control I'm going to start wearing belts as well.
You're going to be a big man one day, buddy.
I know. He kept asking me, he's like, Kevin, it's really time you start wearing a belt. It's like, all right, Jeff, when I turn 30, I'll start wearing a belt.
I'm not sure I saw a belt today. It's you're not 30 yet.
But I'm not 30 yet.
Exactly. You've got some time.
Exactly. I've got like 2 months to get ready for this big change in my life.
Start stuck up in belts.
I mean, I definitely want to lose at least 10 pounds before I put a belt on, because right now all the pants are already a little tight. It's like, it's too much StarCraft over the last few months. I got 6K MMR, but I gained 10 pounds, oh no. All right, as aLive is sending his SCV. He's going to find INnoVation's base immediately. Curious to see what the openings will be. Obviously, both players are going to be a tiny bit paranoid to go for super greedy builds. Tournament life is on the line still for INnoVation. And aLive, obviously, he knows that he has 2 shots, but at the same time, well, he actually just drops the CC. Both players will drop the CC on the low ground. But at the same time, you're always like, man, if I'm up 2-0 in a best of 5, and my opponent comes back to 2-2, that feels like you're already throwing. There's only one thought going through your mind. Why did I do this? Why did I do this? What's wrong with me? Like, how am I throwing again?
That's right.
Myself.
It feels pretty bad. We've actually seen it happen to INnoVation, of all people, in GSL as well in his series versus Stats. And commanding 2-0 lead, and then Stats with the reverse ult kill. And see if the shoe jumps on the other foot here.
INnoVation is obviously a player that is never dead.
As long as he's in the booth, he's got a shot.
Absolutely. Was part of one of the most remarkable comebacks of all time back then, when it was him against Sorky in the finals of GSL.
Oh man, that's probably the biggest comeback I've ever seen in the history of the game.
Iron Squid had a sick one as well with Dong Regu and maybe Nesty or something. I don't know who the other guy.
Roddy's the esports historian when it comes to StarCraft II.
I'm not sure about the other Zerg, but oh no, live. Excuse me, it was live in Dong Regu.
This Reaper battle of going well for INnoVation actually. Shot his own SV or there. Oh well.
Little skirmish there, but
getting it back in line.
Starport already on the way. Even trades. Very identical game so far, except for the fact that the Cyclone is in production for INnoVation. I don't think aLive made a Cyclone, unless I'm mistaken.
He has one on the way now. Is this Cyclone number 2? No, it's not. Okay, so he
has a mine, I believe, right? Or did he cancel the mine? Oh, he canceled it. He had a Widow mine on the way, and he's like, why would you ever make a Widow mine if you can make a Cyclone?
Yeah, Widow mines have questionable value in TvT. I guess you can put them to pick off Vikings and that kind of thing. Like you put the YOLO mines. You can drop them in mineral lines with marine support.
Yep. I mean, that one Widow mine from INnoVation in the last game was incredibly effective, especially because he unburrowed it. And that's often when, because everybody does this, right? Everybody sends one unit forward, often a probe or an SCV. It's like, all right, just going to trigger the mine, and then with these Terran players, they unburrow it. You're like, ah! And then they burrow it again. It's like, all right, this time they'll fall for it. It's like, oh, they don't do it. And then suddenly you lost 2 workers before the mine is even shot. And you're like, damn it, this is getting really annoying. And then you pull 4, and then obviously the mine shoots, and you're like, oh my god, I just lost 6 workers.
Yeah, it's a nice little dance that he gets done. See, the INnoVation is going for one of those 9 out of 10 times. They're going for the Raven after the Cyclone.
You're still upset about that one, mate?
Hey, I'm actually like, it's good. It's a good thing that the camera's low enough resolution because I've been crying solidly for 2 games straight.
Hey, you save yourself. The moment you said it, I was like, it's gonna. I really thought in my mind it's gonna be Cloak Banshee, but then you said like 9 out of 10. I was like, ah, good job, man. You prevented.
Yeah, no, it feels good to say, oh, Team Liquid's not, Team Liquid's wrong, and then I'm just like, I'm just wrong in the cast. Feels good, man.
It's all good. Let's see if this medevac from aLive is going to be able to do a little bit of damage. The units are out of position. One SCV is very low on HP. You could potentially go for that one. Oh, look at INnoVation. He even left it behind. That's so sad. It was so low on HP, and that's the only one he didn't move.
Well, INnoVation,
you're weak.
INnoVation doesn't have feelings when it comes to his units. They're all just tools for him to win tournaments and make money.
He's still ahead by 4 workers though, so it's definitely not all bad news. Meanwhile, aLive's going to drop a couple of mules over here, adding additional barracks. INnoVation going for quicker 3 CCs, while aLive is adding his first eBay.
So once again, we're in a situation that always seems to happen where INnoVation is going to have the air advantage, and that's very, very important in TvT. At certain points, most of the time in TvT, it's a good thing to have. You generally take a hit to your ground army when you go for a couple Ravens and you get your Viking count up, but it does mean that you can do things like pick off Vikings. You can trade with energy to kill units. It's a very nice little combo.
Scan goes down here. That one Viking will find the Ravens.
Auto turret.
He's gonna drop another turret.
No chill.
It's not gonna be enough. And still good job there by aLive, making sure he doesn't take any damage from it. Excellent positioning on the Viking.
I don't know you don't play Terran, Roddy, but it feels amazing when the Viking chasing away your Raven gets killed by an auto turret. It's a really good feeling. It's like Disruptor Ball hitting a whole bunch of Terran units.
I never make Disruptors either.
Okay.
I always miss.
It's like Phoenixes killing a whole bunch of Mutalisks.
I'm in touch with that emotion.
I know you are.
This one Cyclone's going to pick up that Marine. He knew it was there. He saw it before. Double eBay being thrown down right now for INnoVation as well, so that obviously means that his attack is going to be a little bit later, but he should have quicker access to armor. aLive really has no love for the armor upgrade. He forgets it every second game, or opens up with one eBay, and it's obviously going to be quite a bit later because of that.
And INnoVation is a guy that loves his double eBay, getting those married up upgrades.
aLive is starting to look to get some aggression done though. +1 is probably going to finish up by the time that he truly unloads everything. Good job here. I love this. Just using the Cyclone to take away vision from INnoVation and then having these 3 medevacs behind it. Super high level plays right now by aLive. but really find the opening that he's looking for. It's safe to say, Maynard, he needs to get something done.
INnoVation's Marine sees this drop coming in. INnoVation needs to react immediately here.
What's in the main? What's in the main? There's auto turrets, though. These auto turrets could potentially do a lot of damage. He has to start flying the medevac to the north side.
Oh, there's an auto turrets too per Raven, and aLive's drop's going to get crushed here in the skies. There goes the drop ships. The tanks are starting to siege. INnoVation hasn't closed the gap here. He doesn't quite have stim.
One more auto turret being thrown down. He could focus the tank. That's exactly what he does.
Good defense here by INnoVation. Well done. aLive with some with the upgrades just finishing now, and these Vikings getting some damage done, but that is nowhere near enough.
I feel aLive panicked. As soon as his drop spotted, he's like, all right, I'm just gonna go for it. He dropped everything 10 seconds before +1 was done, combat shield was done, and Stimpack was done. I really think he panicked because of that one Marine from INnoVation that was spotting the drops. Great play by INnoVation, and the machine is looking in a great position right now to even up this series.
Now this drop hasn't been spotted, but the Vikings are in position on patrol. But both the Ravens get picked off there by aLive, and he's going to be able to get away at killing some of these SCVs, getting another Viking as well, so shaving into that air army of INnoVation.
Yeah, well, aLive's going to set it up with another drop. There is a missile turret here, but aLive shows no respect. His 30C is so late, he knows he needs to do more damage, but INnoVation left tanks behind, and he will also deflect this drop.
Really, really great defense on 3 bases by INnoVation. aLive just looking for an angle. One more shot, down goes that medevac. INnoVation is actually crushing aLive in this game.
As Pig would say, it's a bloodbath right now, but it's a one-sided bloodbath, as it's nothing but aLive. His units are dying, and INnoVation is just slapping him around left and right.
Oh, that resources lost tab is just gonna tell you a story here. That is just dismal here for aLive. He can just, I mean, there's a few ways to come back, but it's just, he's up against INnoVation, unfortunately. He's one player that doesn't usually give away leads.
Nope, that's one very low HP Cyclone. It's gonna drive away. The car is burning already. It's like, no, can't survive this zombie apocalypse.
5 hit points left on that Cyclone. And that's pretty hurt Marines here from aLive, just skittering around the edges there, looking for any kind of damage they can get, but there is really not anything. There's no opening for aLive here.
I mean, INnoVation is just ahead in every single aspect you can be ahead in. He's ahead in map control soon, as he's already spreading out units. He's way ahead in upgrades. He's ahead in production. He's ahead in economy, and he's ahead in army. Like what else could he wish for? And he has a lot of static defenses as well.
aLive here, I think he's going to go for the strategy of grabbing his army and hoping that INnoVation takes his hand off the keyboard for the next 5 minutes.
I think even if he does that, something will go right. I mean, if he doesn't stim and he doesn't siege, it's going to be a little hard, I guess.
True that. 4th CC on the way here for INnoVation. Sensor Tower up as well, just so he can react to the medevacs if they do become a problem later. I mean, in all seriousness, a Doom drop for aLive that INnoVation doesn't catch could definitely try and claw him back into this one, but it needs to be a really good one.
I think as soon as 2-2 is finishing up for INnoVation, I think that's when he's going to go for it. He's probably well aware of the fact that he's going to have a big upgrade advantage. Probably clicked on the Marines before, so he knows about the upgrades of aLive, and he knows that he can get some very, very favorable trades.
Yeah, in fact, 2-2 is normally when INnoVation loads it all up and heads into the main, and it looks like that's about to happen here.
I don't think he has to do it. I think it might work, don't get me wrong, especially with the positions, and he's heading from this side. He's just showing the entire army right now. He's already picking up a couple of things, but it's a tiny bit risky. I'm not expecting him to fly over a whole bunch of Marines. He's just going to go for it. He's going to fly into the main. Scan throws down. There's a lot of Marines, though, but aLive's still too far out of position. That's a lot of tanks, and there is nothing that aLive can do about it.
INnoVation is in. He's in the main here, and the tanks aren't in range of the production, but they're going to leapfrog move forward, and this is a tough position for aLive to break. But that said, though, he already has tanks sieged here in front of his production, and he's actually doing a really good job.
Yeah, good job there by aLive. Those 6 Marines just saved all those tanks, by the way. Otherwise, this would have been the end. aLive is going to try to counterattack with all of his Marines. His own 2-2 upgrades are about to finish up. I mean, this is that one-shot, one opportunity. INnoVation is not sieged up here.
This air advantage of INnoVation, by the way, is giving him extra range over the tanks of aLive, and he is starting to... That main CC is actually going to die. If aLive's not careful, it does go down.
The tank is in a little bit of trouble as well. aLive tried to somehow find an opening on the right side, but right now INnoVation has sieged up there as well. And I think right now, I think aLive is running out of options. I really have no idea what he's supposed to do. I think it's very ballsy that he starts +3 attack. You know, there's like 7 tanks in his main. He's like,
well,
Let's get +3.
There's not a ton of Marines here from INnoVation, so maybe just dropping, like spraying his units all over this this Doom drop in the main here, getting rid of these tanks, clearing things up so he doesn't have to worry about it anymore.
Ends up losing his own 2 Vikings. That's kind of unfortunate as he's not very rich. Good scan there by INnoVation. He's like, ah, you're up to something, mate. We're saving Ryan and his brother.
Oh man, he's actually, these medevacs are actually in trouble. They haven't used boost, so they can't actually get out of here.
I mean, well, where is he going, right? Like, INnoVation is currently maxed out, and he's like, all right, you know, let's fight. I'm kind of ready for this. Still, I think I already did something in your main.
So INnoVation is up 2 upgrades.
Yep.
It's pretty huge. His Marines are a lot stronger.
Well, right now the upgrade's finished up. He has 3-3 on the way, and it's going to be a lot faster. aLive's going to try to turn this game with a massive drop in the main, and he actually gets some serious work done. Not that many units left behind. He needs to get the tanks closer to the production facilities, though, don't you think? I mean, I guess it's very risky.
They're in range of the armory and this barracks on the left, which will go down. So cutting into the production is nice.
Dropping the third base as well. I don't think there were many units left behind there. That's well done. Good move by aLive.
Yeah, nice little trick here from aLive. He is starting to shave into the production and economy of INnoVation. He will clean this up, though.
Yeah, it was good by aLive. He definitely got value out of all of that, but I'm not sure if it's enough considering how far behind he was and also losing the main.
Yeah, I mean, he's lost his main CC. INnoVation CC is still alive, and he's up 12 workers still after all that damage.
I love the fighting spirit, though. INnoVation is finally going to pick up these units. He's like, all right, you know, I'm done with this. Meanwhile, aLive is everywhere at once. Can he do something about that fort base? That would be big. Is he sieging up the tanks there? Yes, he is.
Oh, and he's in range of the planetary. INnoVation quickly responding here, and his medevacs need to come down here. He needs to consolidate his forces and bat back aLive. Because for losing this CC would be certainly a way for aLive to get back into this game.
I really like the way that aLive is doing all of this, but he's just so far behind that it's very, very hard. You can't really fault him for any of the moves he's making. I think he's making a lot of brilliant calls, and he's really creating a lot of chaos around the map, showing off his multitasking. But INnoVation has just been so much richer, so far ahead, and soon his 3-3 is going to finish up as well.
And his tanks are upgraded as well. Didn't finish off the engineering bay that had +3, so 3-3 is done here for INnoVation. aLive's got a nice positioning with these siege tanks on the high ground.
Oh my god, gets a medevac there, full of Marines. Now he might be able to pick up these other Marines that are being dropped one by one. Man, aLive is really playing sick. I'm so impressed by everything that he's doing. Because this is not easy. Playing from behind against INnoVation, very far behind even, and somehow getting some openings. I
think that medevac's dead.
Yeah, it is. Should have maybe left it, because there weren't that many Marines there on the low ground anyway.
Back into the main. Here we go, boys. Doom drop time. aLive is ready. He's coming in here, but INnoVation has
a lot of
dropped
Marines.
Everything. Yeah, the Marines are actually in range of these tanks, and aLive is starting to shred these tank numbers. Is there enough here from INnoVation to win this fight? It looks like it might just barely be enough for INnoVation to keep these tanks alive, and he's actually, aLive is positioning his tanks here. He's in range and losing a few of them.
Oh, aLive actually in the end are losing a lot. He got so close to having a massive cleanup there, but in the end it's not going to be enough. 2 Marines will finally pick up the last tank, but not before. He lost so many Marines, and he lost all of his own siege tanks
There's
again.
a Linkin Park at the song about this.
Tried so hard and he got so far.
But in the end, it doesn't even matter.
Wow.
Look at that army supply. I'm sorry to say it again, guys. It has become a meme, but INnoVation is double the army supply of aLive here.
Yeah.
And his upgrades are better. He's just ahead in every single way.
It's an A+ for effort, honestly. I'm so impressed by the way that aLive was able to hang in there, by the way that he was able to find some openings, and at one point even starting to make this a tiny bit close, but in the end INnoVation just had so much more. Maybe these tanks can get some massive shots off.
They do.
Yeah, but INnoVation is smart enough to obviously run away. And the Marine count right now is just not fair. Only 14 Marines are remaining for aLive, while INnoVation is enjoying 57 Marines and he's producing 11 at a time.
aLive thought he had a Marine advantage in game 1. This is a Marine advantage. 40 Marines in advantage for INnoVation. 3-3 upgrades have finished for aLive, so they're at least as strong as INnoVation's Marines, but these numbers are astronomical.
And this could be nice. Maybe if you drop some Marines. All these medevacts are empty. Oh, no!
Oh my god, aLive being caught after boost here. That's just too much damage. We're going to go to game 5 here to decide who goes through to Spodek between aLive and INnoVation.
Never count him out. INnoVation just stays alive. But talking about aLive, incredibly impressed with that game. I really think Early game, nothing was going his way. He went for the aggressive opening. He tried to get some damage done, and INnoVation was doing a phenomenal job in shutting him down over and over again. But then somehow he just refused to die. And at a certain point, Maynard, if all those Marines there at like Doom Drop number 3 or whatever, if they were a tiny bit closer, if they wipe out those tanks immediately, I actually think it becomes a playable game again for aLive. And I was like, oh my god, he made this so close.
He did. The fighting spirit definitely commended of this man here in the booth, here on the screen right now. Let's go to the desk and hear what the boys have to say about this series.
I think regardless of the results so far, we are witnessing an amazing series of TvT between these two. That was
my god,
crazy.
Yeah, do not count INnoVation out. He can 3-0, yeah, absolutely. And that was a nice game. I mean, aLive fighting back so strongly was pretty good.
Yep, it was. I think he worried.
Let's only look at you for the whole time. I think that'd be best.
I was doing the little eyebrow thing and everything.
What is Claris's reaction to what they say? He's like, oh, really? Oh, yeah.
But overall, Pig, do you agree with Artosis here on what we...
Yeah, really. I mean, there's that moment where you're like, is INnoVation just fighting back right now? But I think aLive, he brought his magic pajamas with him today. He's got the outfit, and he fought back really well that game from... what was a disastrous start. There was like a point when like his third drop got shot out of the sky without doing anything, and you're like, oh, I think you're just gonna roll over and die in the next 2 minutes. But he held on, he fought back, made it a much closer game than it should have been. So I've actually got high hopes for this game 5. It could still go either way.
Yeah, I mean, I like what you're saying about that, because realistically, when we looked back at game number 1, we were saying, well, INnoVation just doesn't die. But aLive doesn't die either, unless something really crazy goes on. It's very hard for these guys to kill each other. They're showing some really top quality games. So going into game 5, I think it's so difficult to predict where this is going to go, right?
Yeah, I mean, there is that. They're both playing so well, and even though aLive has lost now, like, he stayed in and did amazing moves to start fighting back. I thought that game was going to be over 5 minutes before it was, to be honest.
Yes.
But the thing is, with INnoVation coming back 2-0 from there, I feel like he's just kind of, he's in his groove at this point.
Just clamp down on it?
Yeah, I'm still siding with INnoVation, man. And I think he's going to win the round after that, and the round after that, and the round. Wait,
no,
well,
that
would be the tournament. But you know what? The next tournament he wins that round, and then the round. I'm just betting on him basically for everything this year.
Okay, I can appreciate that. How about you?
Yeah, it's crazy.
I think aLive can still do this, to be honest. You know, there's that moment where I think that first drop was kind of like nerves on Cactus Valley there, where he was like, oh, the Marine spotted this triple drop. I'm going to keep going anyway, and he just lost a whole triple drop to auto turrets, and it was like, oh
no.
But he fought back from there, and I think if he can gather himself in this game, he's shown great tactical maneuvers. He showed it on Newkirk Precinct, and we're going into Abyssal Reef.
Right.
This is like ledges, really weird positioning map. It's going to really favor whoever can get out on the map and be more aggressive. And I think INnoVation, he's been very turtley, very defensive. He's just going double Raven, expand almost every game. Who knows? Maybe we even see a 2 or 3 racks Reaper opening out of aLive here. I wouldn't mind anything like that.
We could even see it out of INnoVation. Who knows?
That would be crazy.
That would be crazy.
2 or 3 racks Reaper. And that's right. Yeah, he used it before against Ryung after Uthermal had beaten him with it. So,
yeah.
Wow.
Who knows? Who knows? Well, thank you very much, gents, as we do head on now into game number 5 as aLive and INnoVation continue this masterclass of TvT.
A masterclass. Could not have put it any better, James. No wonder you get the big bucks. We have got a last map to decide whether INnoVation or aLive are going to Spodek, and either of them could take it.
He really does, doesn't he? This James, he's just racking it in, doing 2 games at once.
He's a genius.
He is.
Here we are.
Why are we
focusing on one game?
Why are we so loyal to the game, Maynard? What's wrong with us?
Because it's the best game in the world, ready?
That is true. That is true. Game number 5 is going to be playing on Abyssal, and I don't want to disagree with the guys on the desk, but I'd be upset to see this going to a 3-Rex Reaper. This amazing series being ended by some 3-Rex Reaper nonsense. I don't want to see it, Maynard. I want to see another game like Newkirk or Cactus.
Well, let's hope dreams come true. And let's see if it comes true for this little man here. This is aLive! And in the top left, he's won the last 2 maps in a row. Can he win the 3rd? This is INnoVation!
I have to admit, I like Artosis' new strategy. We all know that Artosis is a little bit upset and he's tired of hearing about the Artosis curse. He's incredibly done with it. So he changed his strat, and from now on he will always bet on INnoVation, and I think it's pretty good.
I think it's pretty good. That's like
worst case scenario, he's going to be right 78% of the time, and he looks like a genius.
He is a pretty smart guy, so you know what? That makes a whole lot of sense. And, you know, as a betting man myself, 78% chance I thought that INnoVation would probably win this tournament as well. I still do.
That's pretty big. 78% that he wins the entire thing?
78% that he wins the whole thing.
With Beyond and TY and aLive?
Yeah.
And stats?
Yeah.
78?
Yeah.
You're crazy, man. I'll give him like a solid 27 or something, but like I think he's absolutely one of the top dogs, one of the top favorites, whether this is 2-2 or not, or before this quarterfinals, or before the group stage even. INnoVation is always one of the absolute favorites, but I don't think he's like an overwhelming favorite. I don't think if we play this tournament 5 times that he wins it 4 out of 5 times. Like, he's good, but I don't think he's that good, Maynard.
Well, everyone else is flesh and blood, and he is the machine.
I'm not sure, man. I've played against Beyond. I refuse to believe he's a human being. Like, that's not true. I was like, man, I didn't know that Google made so much progress already with their DBAI. Like, this is not even funny.
Nah, see, INnoVation is a machine. Beyond's actually an X-Men. So he is actually biological. He's a person, but he has special powers.
He absolutely has. I have never experienced anything like that in my life. Like that moment when you've been playing video games for 12 years, or competitive RTS that is, and one day you run into someone who's like, all right, I will actually never be as good in anything in my life as you are in playing StarCraft II.
Brody's just been casually laddering, going 50 and 50 in his matches, and then welcome to the next level.
Yeah, well, welcome to 3 next levels. More like there's more than 1 level between me and that man. And obviously the same can be said for these players. Widow Mine on the way for aLive. Let's see if he cancels the mine again like he did on Cactus, or if he's going to go with the Cyclone. Obviously CC is being thrown on identical timings this time on both sides.
So this is looking like a Widow Mine Marine drop here for aLive, which obviously went pretty well for INnoVation to start things off on Proxima.
Cyclones are excellent in general in dealing with that kind of stuff, but they have to be in the right position, make sure you don't send it out for a cruise. This couldn't have been more of a mirror so far, by the way, other than that Mine and Cyclone, but even the Reaper patterns are 100% mirrors. This is actually very nice for INnoVation.
Wow.
He's going to jump into the main, he gets an SCV, might be able to get a second one. Yes, he does.
Wow, that's just almost tilting. Getting 2 SCV losses to 1 Reaper? It's almost unheard of at this level of StarCraft.
Yeah, that's... I mean, obviously it was going to die. It was a very suicidal Reaper. At the same time, the only thing that aLive is going... aLive, his Reaper is still alive, correct? Or did he suicide it? No, he lost it.
Dead.
So he lost it for a Marine? Yeah, 1 Marine and the other Marine is low on HP. Okay.
I'd like to be the guy that killed the SCVs, to be honest.
Yeah, me too. And that's a tiny bit sloppy there, but at least he reduced the Marine count by 1. Which means that INnoVation has to be a tiny bit paranoid. He knows that a drop is coming. Raven is not out yet. Cyclone is obviously Big Daddy of this army.
That's right. aLive's going to get down here with the medevacs just moments away from this drop happening. The Raven is going to come out, but yeah, a little too late here, but we'll see if INnoVation can respond anyway. The Widow Mine is going down, no unborrow, he is targeting, does hit the 2 Marines at the front. Nice start there and kills 2 SCVs as well.
I cannot believe that he unborrowed it and he picked it up. I was like, there's no way that he's able to do that with multiple Marines. A good job here by aLive as well, scouting this 1 Widow Mine. Is he going to run the Marine away? Yes, he does. These guys are so good at this game, Maynard.
Yeah, they are really good. They're everywhere and nowhere at once. So good at this game. And we got a 3rd CC on the way for INnoVation as well.
Yeah, he's still enjoying a minor worker advantage, obviously created by that Reaper. Somehow he spots or he feels. Look at that one in middle, and it's so low on HP, but it's going to be able to get another shot off.
Oh, wow. This is nice damage from aLive here. And this Widow Mine will go down, but considering the medevac's still alive and there's still Marines left in it, that's fantastic harassment for aLive.
And that's all because he was able to pick it up before, which I really didn't think was possible against his Cyclone that pushes out so much damage.
We see you, medevac. Don't you ever try it again, boy.
This is a cold war between the Ravens. The Ravens can fight, obviously. You don't want to use the Seeker Missile there. Oh,
aLive. He forgot about that one. So Marine does go down to the Widow Mine, but at least it wasn't the Vikings. Vikings for aLive are still alive. I didn't stop saying the word aLive.
He's taking quite a bit of damage there as multiple tanks are going to siege up. He's going to be able to siege up on the right side. At the same time, he's dropping here. INnoVation, tiny bit out of position. This Cyclone could hit some big shots. The tanks are in range of that middle line. That's a great position for aLive. And I think INnoVation is in trouble.
He's got to get his Vikings out and get vision of these siege tanks. aLive getting bullied back, but more SCV damage done. And aLive takes the worker lead here with INnoVation's fast 3cc.
Great moves and also not overcommitting. I'm really enjoying that one, that he doesn't just sit there and ends up losing both his tanks. He's going to try to get the medevac out. He's probably going to have to unload the Marines because I think there is a Viking hunting that medevac down. Maybe he can boost it one more time. aLive with some good plays. Very, very good plays.
Very good indeed. So aLive's dropped his 3rd CC on location here. INnoVation's is done and he's starting to float it over.
Once again, quicker +1 for aLive, but it's single eBay for now. It's going to add a few more additional barracks. As obviously INnoVation will be able to enjoy that triple mule a little bit faster than aLive is. But aLive has...
catch up in workers as well.
INnoVation has more army supply, but aLive is going to have the upgrades a tiny bit quicker. He's going to have Stim way quicker, and he's going to have +1 quicker as well. Big question is, will he be able to find an opening with it?
It's a fairly huge supply block for INnoVation as well that we just saw there. He's just finally fixed that cap. But, you know, I know a stream where he can help on that fundamentals.
Maybe.
He's having trouble.
Maybe he's a human player after all.
Maybe. Might have just been a glitch in the Matrix or a surge of power. Happens sometimes, power surges. See that big spread of Marines for both players so they can keep an eye on those armies and react as soon as possible. This is a very high level thing that you do in TvT. And aLive is moving across the map, being very aggressive here. This is almost looking like a Doom drop army. Not too many medevacs though.
I mean, this is that moment, right, where he kind of wants to get something done. It's a very even game. I mean, all the numbers across the board are even. But what he does have is Stim. And he would obviously like to do something with it before the Stim finishes up with INnoVation. He's aware of that. At the same time, Abyssal is a rough map to truly find an opening. Try to go for some Viking harass, but there is a tank shutting that down. And now there is a Viking in the air of INnoVation shooting down at one Viking. Look at this, they have units positioned everywhere. That mine, oh my god, that mine could have got a massive shot up. You should really clean up that mine.
Yeah.
I did get the Cyclone here, that's nice, that's something. Oh, he's gonna run over the mine again?
Oh my god.
He's gonna shoot at the tank though. Better than at the Marines.
Yeah, he's like, it's enough of that mine.
Yeah.
Scan and that goes down. But yeah, a bit of damage on the tank. It's not too bad. You know, it's free damage. And INnoVation's air army is quite scary, so this is very tough to Doom drop here. He's got plenty of units.
Yeah, this is one of.
Third.
I really think this is one of the toughest maps to go for those crazy drops. This is just a map in general where if you have like 1 or 2 missile turrets on each side, there's only one other way, and that's like in between the bases towards the main. But obviously, there's always units positioned there. This is not a great drop map, you know. This is not Undergrounds. This is not Newkirk City Precinct. It's relatively easy to shut the majority of the drop paths down with 1 or 2 missile turrets.
Absolutely right. Got Marines of aLive and INnoVation still fanning out, looking for those armies, seeing where each other are. We got the armory just finishing up now for INnoVation, and I think aLive's is done. Yes, he's getting +2 attack here. So aLive is actually, normally he's the guy that's behind in upgrades. This game though, shoes on the other foot.
Yep. I mean, armor is about even, right? He's a tiny bit behind on armor, but he's quite far ahead on attack. And if he's ever able to get a fight where he has 2-1 and it's against 1-1, or maybe 3-2 against 2-2, that really does make a big difference. It's just crazy because Marines shoot so incredibly fast with Stimpack that obviously just having 1 upgrade point to your advantage will make a big difference in the fight.
aLive breaking down these rocks. He's looking like he wants to put some pressure on. INnoVation scans and sees it go down. Lifts up some of his units. Looks like INnoVation's going to go for a drop here. So if it pays off for him.
It's a beautiful chess match right now. Just small skirmishes everywhere around the map because they want to be the one having that 1 Marine out there to scout for potential drops, to scout where the army is. INnoVation this is his first attempt of doing any sort of aggression other than the Reaper in the beginning of the game in this match. There is a sensor tower though. It's hard to see the sensor tower on this mini-map.
I think the sensor tower does cover to the edge.
Yeah, it
so
definitely does.
aLive is perfectly aware that there is a drop here. INnoVation just unloads.
Interesting location of that fort base. What do you think?
Yeah, it's a little bit forward. Generally, that's the gold base, or it's on the high ground here.
What do you mean with the gold? Sorry, I'm confused.
That base there.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, normally, sometimes this is even like your 6th base. So I'm kind of confused to see aLive take it, but he doesn't want to take one of the other bases, maybe worried about tank positioning and whatnot. This is a good position for his tanks though, Maynard.
Yeah, and this is one of the powerful things about Abyssal Reef. And we got Hunter-Sequel missiles going down on the tanks here.
Pick it up. Up.
Oh.
Tiny bit too late there. Ends up losing a couple of tanks. Good job by INnoVation shutting this down. But aLive is not skipping a beat on his upgrades, and that is very important. He will get +3 quite a bit faster, and obviously his 4CC is sort of on location, even though it's a strange location.
Looks like a supply depot is going to burn down here. Oh no, just saving it in time. INnoVation is just too good this game.
Where's Inno going to take his fort? Okay, that's kind of the regular fort.
Yeah, the high ground one.
Yep, sometimes you take it on the low ground, but then you have to worry about your opponent taking the high ground, then you can't mine of it anymore. Now things are going to get weird. Look at where the units are from aLive. They're all over the place. If he can get the fort base, that would be massive.
And I think he might. He's getting pretty close to it. The siege tanks of aLive are pulled all the way back here. He has a lovely siege line, and INnoVation's coming to meet him with his Marines, trying to reposition to save this 4th base. And it looks like he will for now. aLive's not finished just yet, though.
Oh my god, aLive is everywhere at once. A couple of Marines made their way into the natural too. He's getting 10 SCVs, which I thought it was going to be a little bit more. Lost a lot of Marines in the process, but during all of this, INnoVation is distracted, not starting his upgrades. He could have been starting 3-3 now. I mean, it's just a couple of seconds, but every second matters, because there will be a point in time where aLive is going to have +3 attack, and at that point it's going to be hard for INnoVation to be dodging those bullets.
Yeah, INnoVation definitely needs to get these upgrades as a priority. aLive's tanks are in danger of getting auto-turreted, but there are no energy here. There's no energy on these Ravens. One gets picked off there. Nice little move there for aLive.
Yep, I think aLive can definitely... Does INnoVation know about where the fort base is?
No.
I'm sure he's really confused as well. He's like,
yeah, where's this income coming from?
So aLive's getting... obviously aLive lost a lot of units there, lost a lot of Marines, so he's going to have to take a moment for himself, trying to rebuild that Marine count. Meanwhile, INnoVation is rebuilding a couple of those SCVs he lost, replaced the majority of them. He's also going to re-get his sensor tower. Another drop, still that drop from before, just being annoying here, but this time INnoVation did leave units behind, left the Viking behind. So he shut this down. Such a close moment. Who's going to be our Terran that will advance to the semi-finals of the Intel Extreme Masters?
Oh, well, it's just one more map, and we'll know, Roddy. It's actually gone back and forth. This match has gone in INnoVation's favor and aLive's favor. It's really been ping-ponging back and forth. aLive with the siege location. He is in range of the sensor tower and also in range of a couple of these patches.
Yes, that's actually brilliant positioning there on the low ground. I mean, obviously he's going to be forced to scan because he doesn't have air control. He's also going to stim forward, perhaps, towards the turret base. What a game. These guys are playing at an extremely high level. They're making so many moves left and right. It's hard to keep up.
Would not be disappointed about either of these players going through. Oh, a blunder here from INnoVation. Losing a couple of those Vikings, nearly the Raven as well. Losing the Raven would have been pretty horrible.
It's so close, but this is that one moment where aLive does have +3, and even +3 armor is going to be a tiny bit faster. Let's see if he's able to find an opening somewhere. He could click on this Marina, obviously. He's like, 2-2? I've got 3-2. INnoVation has to be careful because his upgrades are not done, so moving to the middle of the map. Look at where aLive's units are, though. They're so spread out across the field. This is crazy, Maynard.
And a lot of INnoVation's army's not here. So you've got 3 siege tanks trying to deflect aLive. aLive losing a lot of his Marines here, and a reinforcement of INnoVation should be able to clean this up, but he's taking a lot of damage, and a skirmish in the middle of the map as well.
He lost a lot of Marines, but a couple of is all he needs, and the tanks are still alive. I think this is great for aLive right here. Liberators, though. Okay, that's going to make things a little bit awkward at home. What a sick game, what a sick ending to this quarterfinals.
Absolutely. And INnoVation moving forward, the Liberators making things very awkward. aLive not reacting in time, he's going to lose his tanks.
Yep, he's going to lose a couple of tanks indeed, but he will have +3 armor complete as well. Maybe he can get all the Marines. He's going to go for the main, but there isn't that much to support this drop. A couple of Marines left behind. Look at these Marines from aLive. Look at them go.
Yeah, 3-2 Marines here against the 2-2 Marines of INnoVation. 3-3 now, in fact, and they are still alive in the main, getting damage done. Oh, the Marines are coming in to kill these Liberators, and they will. They kill some Vikings as well. Nice move from aLive.
Oh my god, that was a risky one, I'd say, but it definitely paid off in the long run as finally this one tank will get cleaned up. But getting rid of those Liberators and getting a Viking or two as well, that buys a lifetime, and he knows that INnoVation is on siege.
This could be critical here. aLive coming in, getting a couple of these tanks before INnoVation can react in time. INnoVation plummeting his supply here, taking huge hits to his army, and aLive just takes a better hold of this lead here, and he won't let it go.
aLive is playing fantastic StarCraft right now. He's everywhere at once. He's at the 5th base. He's in the natural, I believe, as well, with just a couple of Marines. Look at this man go. How many screens does he have?
He must have at least 70. I don't know how they fit them all in the booth, but that's the only thing that makes sense. aLive everywhere at once. And INnoVation scrambling these defenses here. The machine is starting to lose power. as aLive pulls further and further ahead. Look at the resources lost.
But INnoVation does still have a pretty sick income. Despite all of this, he still has big income. Those 3 Marines have been alive for way too long, by the way.
Yeah, they're still in the Marine. They're still in the main, doing a little bit of chip damage here and there. aLive with this army coming up at INnoVation actually has a very nice siege location here.
Even 333 has +3 on vehicle weapons as well. It's crazy how many upgrades aLive got, and so fast as well. INnoVation is working with +2. Meanwhile, aLive is taking additional bases on the other side of the map. But this game is absolutely not over yet. aLive is playing out of his mind, don't get me wrong. But as long as INnoVation is mining 3,500 minerals a minute, this man is very alive.
Well, those mineral income is taking a hit here. The tanks are doing damage to the 4th location of INnoVation.
INnoVation is going to try to make something happen on the other side, but
I don't know if he has enough Marines here. And there's a siege tank for aLive as well, keeping that CC alive.
it's crazy. INnoVation probably just needs to buy a tiny bit of time for himself. He just had a lot of mules expiring, but he needs a few more units. Well, actually, he's mostly down in worker supply, which is not that big of a deal right now.
This siege location of INnoVation covers all of aLive's army. Then he gets all of the tanks and bullies him back. What a trade for INnoVation.
Yeah, but at the same time, he is losing a lot of income now at this planetary, and losing this base would be quite disastrous for him. Let's see if he can do something about it. A lot of these tanks are very low on HP. aLive is losing this Viking war, as last Viking's dead, but good scan there, knowing that this is probably the moment where INnoVation would try to get something in position. INnoVation doesn't know about all these Marines.
And the Marines coming on the left. INnoVation already with some Marines in position. He will clean up aLive on the left here. Oh, looks like the Vikings and the Marines maybe get this medevac. There's some left over for INnoVation in the main, and he will clean up this drop.
aLive is setting up a few more attacks, though. He's going to head towards that 5th base.
This CC is dead. aLive with a beautiful pick up the medevacs as well. Getting ahead of the army of INnoVation. The siege tank's actually shredding the Marine count. Oh my god.
This is insane. Did you see how many Marines just died there? That was like 20 at once or something. One Marine is going to try to take out these tanks, but aLive left a couple of Marines behind. Slowly but steady, aLive is securing his lead. 2 more medevacs left behind. Even INnoVation is having trouble keeping up with how fast aLive is playing. I haven't seen aLive being this good in years.
Absolutely, he's never been better at the game than right now here in Poland. aLive on the precipice of going forward into Spodek Arena. He's 50 supply up on INnoVation, and now he has Liberators, making things even more awkward for the machine here. What's his Viking count out? He's got 1, and he is going to be able to get this Liberator.
Another massive army incoming from aLive on the right side. This guy has been producing so many Marines. How many Marines died in this game on both sides, by the way? 194 and 246, but he got so much value out of it.
Yeah, absolutely. aLive's been trading very, very nicely. Both players beaten, bloodied, and bruised. This has been a pretty close game here. aLive still ahead, and INnoVation finally dealing with a siege location, but he's lost CCs. aLive with a big stim. Another CC hunting Marine squad here are gonna get another one.
He's got 80 Marines right now, and I don't know how many this is, but this is like 40 or so of them. He's gonna just go in. He runs into the main as well, picks up units left and right. INnoVation should have somehow enough to clean this up. aLive is actually not committing with everything. He's just sending in a couple in the main. He's just getting out of there. He knows that he secured a massive economic advantage for himself after picking off multiple orbitals. As soon as the mules expire that he just dropped, as soon as those expire, INnoVation is going to fall quite far behind. When is the last time did INnoVation see that base ever at 6 o'clock? I don't think he ever saw it, right?
I don't think INnoVation's been on aLive's half of the map for quite a while here.
Well, last time was with those Liberators when when aLive made that very ballsy stim forward. But that was a very good call because that made his life a lot easier.
Oh man, INnoVation floating out the main here. Needs to get all the income he can. It's pretty simple income actually. I mean, once aLive drops this CC, it'll shoot in his favor again by the looks of things. Another drop in the main. More production getting assaulted.
Armies clashing in the middle of the map.
Oh. One bad engagement could spell the doom for either player here.
Yeah, it's still 105 army supply for INnoVation, so don't count him out just yet.
That's a dead CC.
Yeah, he's losing bases left and right. aLive is just playing incredibly smart. Recently, TLO made a tweet saying how amazing he thinks this map is because there are so many different attack paths. You truly saw it here in this TvT. aLive is just sending Marines everywhere. He's dropping as well. Like, it's hard to drop, but it's pretty easy to just run stuff all over the map, especially if you can take out those sensor towers, which he did once or twice.
So INnoVation, the reason why his supply is so low here is he's lost so many SCVs and bases fact, he's supply blocked right now. And he's very, very heavily supply blocked, actually. Oh, big Doom drop here from aLive. Getting deflected by INnoVation.
That's very risky. I don't think he has to do that kind of stuff. As long as he can try to do something again about this 5th base, I think that's all he needs. He's just going to set these units up here for now. He has that. How many bases aLive has? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7? Is that 7? Can I count that high, Maynard?
I think you can, Roddy.
Nice.
Nice.
Mommy will be so proud.
I got a big drop here from aLive heading on the north, and INnoVation didn't see this one. This one's going to get in here. I mean, he's so supply blocked that he's not producing anyway. He's trying to make 5 SCVs. INnoVation coming up the ramp. So, and aLive's not sieged, actually. INnoVation's going to clean this up.
Wow, I actually thought that was going to be the end of all of his production. I'm glad I didn't make that call. Meanwhile, INnoVation is finally going to try to do something about one of these 7 bases that aLive has. But aLive is also doing something about this one very important base. And if he kills the planetary, he can also just shoot from the high ground on these SCVs that are mining on the low ground. And that means the end of INnoVation's income.
That's exactly right, Roddy. The income can be seen at the bottom of the screen here, and we are watching it plummet before our very eyes as INnoVation just loses all of his income at the moment. Just minerals being mined for him right now. And aLive nearly double the supply.
We said the round of 12 had a couple of one-sided matches. This was anything but one-sided. Just a fantastic TvT series all around. But you gotta love the way that aLive is playing right now in the position that he's in. I don't really see a world where he ever gives this away, especially not with how incredibly well he's been playing.
Yeah, this has been series of the day for me so far, by a mile.
I don't think anyone is going to disagree with you. Not even Twitch chat would.
Not even Twitch chat. That's how we know we've made it.
Press 1 if you would disagree.
Oh. Roddy, no! I had them in my hand and now they're gone. The big siege here in the main. INnoVation just going to lift everything up. He can't produce anything anyway. aLive is cleaning up what is left of it. I don't even know if this is worth it, just being in the main with his army. This is going to, whoop, INnoVation just out the front door, and aLive just saves that CC.
I mean, the clock is ticking, right? INnoVation can't produce anymore. He only has 1 mining base. Like, if he somehow wants to win this game, I think he just has to F2 right now and go for it. And
not lose these medevacs to the Marines of aLive, who are stimming in. One goes down there. This high ground siege position for INnoVation is quite nice, but aLive's got a spotting on it with that medevac.
INnoVation doesn't even know about it. Like, he finally knows now about this base. He's like, oh, there's a refine. This is the very first time he spots it, by the way. He doesn't know about base number 8, and he doesn't know about base number 7 on the right top side. aLive is winning this fight in the main as well. He's going to completely shut down the production of INnoVation. And I think this is almost all C road, Maynard, as aLive just still has such a sick income. 100 Marines, by the way.
Yeah, double the Marines of INnoVation and then some. We have got 48 versus the 100, and he has the siege take advantage, and they hit harder, and he's still producing units.
He might actually eliminate INnoVation. If INnoVation doesn't attack soon, he's going to lose all his buildings.
Yeah, very, very true here. INnoVation cleaning up this base finally, but aLive's got a big army on the right here waiting for him for when he returns.
That's the very first time INnoVation saw that base. He's going to see the mineral patches. He's like, oh my god.
Yeah.
It's mined out? Did I just kill a planetary of a mined out base? What a waste.
Oh, big engagement here. This could be the last fight of the game. aLive crushes it. It isn't even close. And aLive will be going through to Spodek. Well played, GG.
Amazing games, amazing performance by aLive. Did you see that he took his hands off the keyboard? He's like, I've got 100 Marines, mate. What's going on?
He's just like, stim and go.
Yeah, he's like, oh, this game is so hard.
Money, money, money.
No, sick. Congratulations to aLive for advancing to the semi-finals.
Yeah, make some noise. He's earned it, you guys. What a series, and well played by aLive. INnoVation, the big favorite here, goes down in the round of 8. And aLive turning everyone's head here.
There's nothing else I can add to that anymore. I'm lost for words just to watch an amazing TvT series. We were a tiny bit disappointed with the round of 12. We were expecting more because second group stage day was so fun. But the quarterfinals, Maynard, they started, well, it couldn't have been any better.
Absolutely. More games to follow. But first of all, let's hear words from the man himself. Interview with aLive after this break. Do not go away.